in rugged mountains, across sweeping plains and wetlands, in thick forests. India's magnificent wildlife lives free. Without them, our world will be a lesser place. Now, our actions are taking their homes, threatening their future. They are our hope, and we are theirs. Its very name inspires respect, even fear. Wild in the extreme, a hunger that drives it into the lives of men, into danger. The Indian wolf. In Twalahalla in North Karnataka, a strange story unfolds. A tale told by nomadic herders who spend their nights by firelight, caring for their sheep and thinking of wolves.
ಒಂದು ಟೈಮ್ ಇರ್ತಾವಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ತಂದೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ ನನಗೆ ಅದು ಕವಲಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ನಾಯಿ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದಿಲ್ಲ ತೊಳೆದಿದ್ದಿಲ್ಲ ಕುರುಬು ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಆರಾಮ ಹಾಲ್ಕೊಂಡು ಏನು ಚಿಂತಿಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಪ್ಪ ನಾನು ಚೆಂಚಕ್ಕ ಕುರಿ ಮೇಸ್ಕೊಂಬಂದ ನಾನು ಚೆಂಚಕ್ಕ ನನಗೇನು ಚಿಂತಿಲ್ಲ ಆರಾಮ ಮಕ್ಕೊಂಬಿಟ್ಟಿನಿ ಅಂದಂತ ಆರಾಮಿಂದ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಕಾಡು ನಾಯಿ ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡಿ ಬಿಟ್ಟಂತತ್ತೆ ಚಿಂತೆ ಹೋಗಿಸ್ಬೇಕು ಇವಾಗ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ತೋಳ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟ ಅಡವಿ ನಾಯಿ ಆ ದಿನ ಬಂದು ಒಂದೊಂದು ಒಯ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಹತ್ತಿಬಿಡ್ತು ಒಂದೊಂದು ಒಯ್ಯಕ್ಕಂತಲೆಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ದಿನ ಕಾಡಾಕೈತೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಕುರುಬು ಚಿಂತೆ ಮಾಡಕೂಡ್ದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ನಾಯಿ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟ ನಾಯಿ ಸಾಕಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾವಲ್ಕ ನಾಯಿ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ತೋಳ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಣ್ಣ ತಂಬ್ರ ಅದ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಣ್ಣ ಅರ್ಧ ಭಾಗ ಪಾಲು ಐತ್ರಿ ಅದ್ರಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಕುರಿ ಆಗಲ್ಲ
The area where the shepherds graze their stock is an ancient land, the Deccan Plateau. It extends nearly 500,000 square kilometers across central India. The Deccan was formed by enormous volcanic eruptions in the last days of the dinosaurs. Today, it is strewn with boulders and surrounded by desolate plains. In the last 3 years, it has been ravaged by drought. But the wild animals that live here are perfectly adapted to survive the hardships. Between the boulders and rocky outcrops, animals find shelter and security. In crevices and underground lairs, they escape the heat of the day. Here, the Indian grey wolf is the top predator. They are social creatures, living in small packs of up to 10 to 15 individuals. A dominant male rules the pack. His mate is never far behind. Grey wolves were once found all over the northern hemisphere, but their numbers have declined. In India, there are 2 subspecies, the Himalayan wolf from the Indo-China border and the Indian grey wolf or plains wolf that lives across the grasslands and open landscape. The Deccan is its stronghold. Here, they prey on black bucks and chinkara, as well as smaller mammals. and they will follow their quarry wherever it takes them. Unfortunately for the wolves, here in North Karnataka, the wild herds converge on fields planted by local farmers. For thousands of years, people have tilled the rich black volcanic soils of these plains. Today, agriculture is the primary economic activity. Lately, life has been extremely difficult. The rains of the monsoon have not come. Even growing food is a major challenge. To make things worse, these crop fields have become a crossroads of conflict between people and the wolves. Livestock, herded by nomadic shepherds, also converge here. They've traveled 600 kilometers on their annual migration in search of grazing land. Halappa is one of these nomads. He comes from Maharashtra. For now, his life is inextricably linked to the Deccan. Farmers welcome his herds. When the heavy rains do come, they leach the black soil of nutrients. The animals replenish it with their dung and urine. But Halappa also brings an unwelcome visitor to the crossroads, the wolf.
ತೊಳಿಂದ ಅದು ಕಾರಣ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ರಿ, ಗಾಳಿ ಬಂದು ಓದಿದ್ದು ಇಷ್ಟ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಅದೊಂದು ಪ್ರಾಣಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೋಡ್ಲಾರ ಪ್ರಾಣಿ ಸಣ್ಣಾಗಿರ್ತಿಂದ. ಕುರಿಗಾರ ನಲಿತ ಕುರಿಗಾರಂದಿಂದ ಕುರಿಗಾರ ಮುಂದೆ ಬರ್ತಾರ, ಕುರಿಗಾರ ಅಡ್ಡಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತಾರ, ಹಿಂದೆ ಅದರ ತೋಳವನ್ನು ಅಡ್ಡಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತಾ, ಕುರಿಗಾರ ವಾದಿಂದ ತೋಳವನ್ನು ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ.
The nomad's acceptance of the Indian wolf is not enough to save it. The wolf is disappearing from the Deccan. This man wants to turn the situation around by appealing to people who despise the wolf to change their ways. His name is Indrajeet Ghorpade. He grew up here in the Deccan.
The hairs of my back of my neck would stand up when I see a wolf. I am humbled in this animal's presence.
But Indrajeet has witnessed the decline of the wolf and many other animals of the Deccan.
When I was young, I used to see teeming herds of black buck, wolves, hyenas, jackals. Today, it's a totally different scene. There is an alarming decline in wildlife populations. There is alarming poaching. There is no habitats left. This is the reason why I decided that I should do something to help to conserve whatever is left of our wildlife in the Deccan. After the extinction of the Asiatic cheetah, which was the apex predator of the grasslands, the wolf today has taken its place. If you preserve the habitat of the wolf, you protect all the associated species. So if you save the wolf, you save the entire grasslands. This was my concept.
Indrajeet is fighting for the grasslands to be designated a protected area. 2 years of camera trapping reveal an exceptionally large variety of animals here. The wolf is the flagship species. And now, he has captured a lactating female on camera.
She must be now scouting and selecting a suitable den site to breed for this year's litter. Such den sites are very crucial for the procreation of wolves. An undisturbed habitat with a water body close by, a lot of food available in terms of mammals like hares and other food, which is then fed to not only the pack but to the growing pups.
On the Deccan Plateau, saving the wolf faces many obstacles. Negative attitudes are ingrained. The tribal communities of North Karnataka live in extremely basic conditions and cling to old ways, even witchcraft, which uses wild animal parts as charms. Today, Indrajeet's field assistant, Vinay Shankar, has found disturbing evidence of tribal hunting practices.
This den was completely smoked out by a group of tribals who kill animals for consuming meat. This was one of the entry points. The tribals lit up the fire and you can clearly see the charred mark on the entry of the den. Entry points, exit points completely blocked with the rocks to let the smoke go inside the den. So usually the animals which will be hiding inside these dens will come out, and that's how these hunters will kill the animals.
But the locals also tell Indrajeet and Vinay a lot about the animals.
Wolves have come to this water to drink. He says there's even jackal. As far as the wolf is concerned, there is conflict. It is because of ignorance. The wolf is a very shy animal. The wolf does not want to be seen with humans. But unfortunately, we are a human-dominated landscape.
At Kokanapalli, hundreds have gathered at the weekly livestock market. A lot of money will change hands. This is where Halappa comes to sell his stock. He prides himself on his healthy sheep. He believes it is thanks to the wolf.
ತೂಕ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ತೋಳ ಅಡ್ಡಾಡಿದ ಜಾಗದ ವಾಸನೆ ಬಿತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಚಕ ಚಕ ತಿನ್ಕೋಂತ ಅಡ್ಡಾಡಿ ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅದು ಚಕ ಚಕ ತಿನ್ಕೋಂತ ಅಡ್ಡಾಡ್ತಲ್ಲ ಹಿಂದೆ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಒಯ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತಾನೆ ಒಂದು ಅವಕ್ಕೂ ಭಯ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ತಿಂತೈತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದೊಂದು ಭಯ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಅವಕ್ಕೆ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಚಕ ಚಕ ಅಡ್ಡಾಡ್ದು ಮನುಷ್ಯನ ಸುತ್ತ ಹೊರದು ಬರೋದು ಅದೊಂದು ಇದಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಅವಕ್ಕೆ ವಾಸನೆ ಬಿತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಬಂದು ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಪದ್ಧತಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಈಗ ಎಲ್ಲ ಜನ ಕುರಿ ಮಾಡಕೈತಾರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪರಸ್ಥಳ ಬಂದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕುರಿಗಾರ ಅಂತಾರ. ಇದ್ರಾಗ ಎಲ್ಲ ಜನ ಲಮಾಣ್ಯರು ಮಾಡ್ಯಾರ. ಈ ಕುರಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಥರ ಜನ ಮಾಡ್ಯಾರ. ಮೊದಲ ಕುರುಬರಿಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟ ಮೆಚ್ಚಿದ್ದು ಈಗ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಸಂಬಳ ನಿತ್ತು ಮಾಡಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡಿ ಮಾಡಕೈತಿ ಬಿಟ್ರು ಈಗ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕುರಿ.
The new breed of livestock keepers are permanent dwellers who keep large herds near their homes, easy prey for the wolves. They would like to see the predators eradicated, and livestock farming is increasing. The severe 3-year drought has caused devastating crop failures. Agriculture is being abandoned. Domestic herds are now overrunning the landscape. In Koppal district, an area of just 5,500 square kilometers, there is an estimated 600,000 head of livestock. They are eating the wild herbivores out of their habitat, with disastrous consequences. Drought brings the thirsty black bucks to waterholes constructed for livestock right next to the villages. Hungry predators follow their dwindling natural prey to these oases. The farmers' animals are easy targets. Indrajeet has a plan. He asks villagers to donate a small piece of land far away from their homes and herd, where he'll build and stock waterholes. The wild herbivores will drink here. Their predators, the wolves, will follow, and attacks on livestock will decrease. The water will also help alleviate the hardships of drought.
ಮಾತಾಡಿರ ಆತಾದ್ರೆ ಬೆಕ್ಕದಾಗತ್ತ ಆತ್ಮ ಆಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಲ ನೀರು ಹರಿತಿದ್ವು ಅಂತದ್ದು 20 ವರ್ಷ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಲಿ.
The locals as our strategic partners is very, very crucial to the survival of these species living in such habitats, to identify remaining habitats and try and sensitize the local people in at least acknowledging that conservation is an important issue. Humans will survive because they are highly intelligent. But what about wildlife? What about species like the wolf? And if we can get this whole area of the rural population to accept wildlife and to coexist with them, I think then that we have crossed the major hurdle, that we have conservation and wildlife protection as a people's movement.
At one of the waterholes, camera traps are set. The villagers are curious. Indrajeet is hopeful that the female wolf he's been tracking will come here with her cubs. Beyond the villages in North Karnataka, there are new threats to the wolf. Alternate energy sources built to power rapidly growing cities like Hyderabad and Pune now encroach on their habitat. Despite the great diversity of life here, it's classified as wasteland, ripe for development. The rocky outcrops of the Deccan, where animals find safety and shelter, are disintegrating. Now, the wolves and their wild prey survive on shrinking islands of habitat. They risk isolation and inbreeding. The health of their gene pool is at risk. So too, their future. In the late afternoon, Halappa and his family tend their livestock, ready for what the night may bring. Indrajeet has joined them to learn more about their relationship with the animal he wants to save.
ಭಾಳ ಹುಷಾರಲ್ಲ ಇವರು, ಭಾರಿ ಹುಷಾರಲ್ಲ ಇವರು. ನಮ್ಮ ತೋಳ
ತೋಳ ಭಾರಿ ಹುಷಾರ್ರಿ ಸರ.
ಈಗ ನಾನೊಂದು ಕೇಳೋದು, ನಿನ್ನ ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ತೋಳ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬ್ಯಾಟಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ನೀವು?
ಯಾವ 30 ಬಿತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ನಾಯಿ ಚಲೋ ಇರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ದಿನನ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋದು.
ಈಗ ನೀವು ತೋಳಕ್ಕೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ನುಕ್ಸಾನ್ ಆಗತ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ರೋಗ ಗೀಗ ಎಲ್ಲ ನುಕ್ಸಾನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ?
ತೋಳಿಗೆ ಭಾಳ ಹೋಗಲ್ರಿ.
ಭಾಳ ಹೋಗಲ್ ತಾನೆ?
ತೋಳಿಗೆ ಭಾಳ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ.
ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗೋದು?
ರೋಗಿಗೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ.
ರೋಗಿಗೆ ಹೋಗೋದು.
ರೋಗಿಗೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ತೋಳ 1 ತಿಂದಿತ್ತು, 2 ತಿಂದಿತ್ತು, 3 ತಿಂದಿ ಇಷ್ಟು.
He says out of every 10 sheep that he loses, probably 2, maximum 3 will be to the wolves. The rest are to disease. So this is a new finding for us, that it's not, as much as people make out to be, that wolves are, eating up all the livestock or hunting them down. The shepherds revere the wolf. They actually respect the wolf. They call them maternal uncle. And this is the kind of heartening indications that we get that there is somebody here to protect the wolf, apart from me. That means what you're trying to tell me is for the last 2 years we have no record of cops in Mandalbari. Basically what we are trying to do is rely on local information and people who know wildlife, like this guy here, to be able to decide where we are going to put these climate traps, where is wildlife movement going on, where we think that there are potential last refuges of wildlife, and putting all this together into a kind of a report, we will be then able to assess where and how we can do some kind of long-term conservation planning.
ತೋಳದ ಮರಿ ನೋಡಿ.
Captured in the camera trap, a new generation of wolves. More than half a dozen healthy cubs. But do they have a future? camera trapping provides the evidence that Indrajeet and his team need. To prove this area must be protected at all costs. They also show that the artificial waterhole project is keeping the wolves away from the villagers and their herds.
I hope that my children and my grandchildren, like me and my elders, will see a wolf in the wild. Because not seeing a wolf in the wild, I don't think your life or anybody's life who loves wildlife is complete. The future of the wolf is in the hands of us humans. I can only hope that what I am doing is in some small way in my own backyard help this mystical animal that I revere.
Eight months have passed since Halappa and his family first arrived with their herds. Now they prepare for their long journey across the Deccan, back to Maharashtra.
ತೋಳಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಸಹಾಯ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸರ್ ನಾವು ಮಾಡೋದ ಅವು ನಮ್ಮ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಒಂದು ಮರಿ ಓದ್ತಿತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ತನ್ನ ಉಪಯೋಗ ತಾನು ಇವತ್ತು ನಾನು ತಗೊಂಬಂದು ತಿನ್ನಪ್ಪ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಅನ್ನ ಪಡಿತೈತ್ರಿ ಸರ್ ಅದು. ಅದೇ ನಮಗೆ ಪಡೆದಿದ್ದಾರ ಹಿಂದೆ ಇವ್ರದ್ದು ದೊಡ್ಡದಾಗಲಿ ಅನ್ನೋದೊಂದು ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಅದು ಕುರುಬುಣು ನನ್ನ ಕುರಿ ಇನ್ನೂ ಆಗಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಬೆಳೆಸ್ತದ ಆಶೀರ್ವಾದ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಸರ್. ಆಶೀರ್ವಾದ ಮಾಡಿಂದ ಏನೈತಲ್ಲ ಅದ್ರ ತೋಳದ ಕುರಿಗೆ ಏನಾಗತ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಹಿಂದೆ ತೋಳನ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಜೇರು ಕರ್ತ ನಾವು ಬಡ್ದು ಹಾಕಿದಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಹಿಂದೆ ದೊಡ್ಡದಾಗಲ್ಲ, 100ಕ್ಕೆ 100 ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಅದೇನೇ ಹೋಯ್ತೆ ಬಿಡು, ಒಂದು ಹೋಯ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಒಂದು ಓದಿದ್ರೆ 10 ಹುಟ್ಟತಾವ ಸರ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಓದೋದಿನ. ಕುರಿಗಾರ ಇದ್ರೆ ತೋಳ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಕುರಿಗಾರ ಮುಂದೆ ಹೋದಿನ ತೋಳ ಇದಿಂದ ಅದೇ ಮಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಆ ಜಾಡಿಗೆ ಬಂದೇ ಬರ್ತಾವ. ಕುರಿಗಾರ ಇದ್ರ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ತೋಳ ಇರ್ತಾ, ಇಲ್ಲಂದ್ರೆ ನಾಳೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಅದು ಏನೈತಲ್ಲ ಕುರಿ ಕಾದಿಂದ ಕುರಿ ಹೋದ್ರಿದ್ರ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಇದಾಗಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. ತೋಳ ಹಿಂದ ಕುರುಬರು ಮುಂದೆ ಹೋದಿಂದ ತೋಳ ಹಿಂದಿಂದ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾ, ಅದ್ರ ಮುಂದೇನು ಕುರಿಯವ್ರು ಕಾಯ್ತಾರ ಇಲ್ಲ ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತು. ನಮ್ಮ ತಂದೆಯವರ ನಮಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾರ. ನಮ್ಮ ತಂದೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕನ್ನೋದು ಐತಿ, ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಏನೈತಿ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಗೆ.